Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I'm Katrina. This is Sow and Tare, and this is the live chat. We do this every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And tonight is going to be a little bit different because I do have to leave early. So we're just going to go until 6:45. I have a work thing at 7. So, how this works is I go through the comments. There's a lot of hellos at first. We like to know where you're from. And then we get into discussion. Partway through, I have a discussion topic and ask any questions, bring up any discussion topics that you want. All righty, let's scroll up to the top because you guys were here before me. Hey, Erica's here. Welcome, Erica. I may not be able to be here tonight, so I will put in my like early. Oh, thank you, Erica. Verna says, third like, second comment. Got some good news to share. Awesome. Big Mama had her babies. All three of them. All black and white. Vase Place is Verna. She is in blue with the little wrench because she fixes things. She's my moderator, and Big Mama is her guinea pig, also known as a kui or koi, or kui or a cavi. And so she had babies. Very cool. Erica says, "Yay, Big Mama." Steve says, "I got the most likes." Oh boy. Good evening, my family. Good evening, Steve. Welcome, welcome. Vernica says, "Yep." I just combined Verna and Erica's into Vernica. That's awesome. Verna says, "Yep." Late this afternoon, she had 3 pups. Awesome. And they are born fully furred, which I just think is amazing. Everybody's saying hi. You got cute babies. Yep. Hey, Dawn's here. Hello, Dawn. Good evening from South Central Illinois. 8th like. Steve's bragging. Dawn says, "You got babies again." Yes. And we had babies on Saturday. Tortellini had babies. So hopefully you saw the video today. If you didn't, here's your spoiler alert. She had 2 babies that are alive. 2 that may have been alive or may have been stillborn at the time they were born, but they were born on the wire. Tortellini is a rabbit, for those that aren't caught up on that. It's not a pasta. And she had 3 that were on the wire. 1 was still alive when I saw it, and I put it back in with a nest box. There was only 1 that she got in the nest box. Rabbits don't pick up, like kittens get picked up by the scruff. Even dogs, will pick up their babies. Rabbits don't have that ability, so if they have them in the wrong place, it's kind of too bad. And then she did have 4 other ones. I thought they were placentas because there was 4, there's 4 babies and 4 of that. And, but they were only, they were only like that big, and they were still in the sacks. So I believe they passed probably a long time ago inside of her. So that was sad, but she has 2 babies, 2 healthy babies. They are, both black like her, which is good. Her last litter was all white. So it's just funny with her. Sometimes you get black ones and sometimes you get the ones that look like Californian, which is white with the little black spots. So she's doing good with them. Let's see. Oh, Verna's babies are all black and white. Exceptionally pretty ones. Dawn says, "Oh, Verna, that's food, if not really pretty." Erica says, "I'm not going to be able to get Cooey until after QuailCon." Go for it. Always good to raise different animals. And Verna says, "I want to get a variety of exceptionally looking ones to give to Aaron and Andy." Awesome. Steve says, "Play your cards right, Erica, and you can bring some home from QuailCon." Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, and Verna's saying she can set you up. I think there's still time. Oh my gosh. You guys are going to have the Cooey clan. That's what I'm going to call you guys. Dawn says, I'm going to have to go close up baby cages. It's going to be cold again tonight. Oh, wow. It's not cold here, but it hasn't been hot, which I'm okay with. That was a knock on wood. Yeah. Erica says, I'm traveling by bus. No critters allowed. Oh, that's sad. Verna says, the lows here have been between 45 and 55. I don't know what the lows have been here, but it's been cooler, which, the 1 year I plant heat tolerant tomatoes, I'm really okay if it's cooler. Yeah. Steve says 63 average low. Verna has to sex all her quail, so you know how many of those will be sent to camp. Yes, so she has both feather sexable and not feather sexable now. And when you don't have feather sexable quail, you have to vent sex, which I have a video on that. I don't know, you can type in boy or girl or something like that. I think that's what I named it. I named it something safe to name things on YouTube. Berna says, I'm going to have another QuailCon live on Friday night, 7 p.m. So if you want to be on the panel, let me know. Friday night may or may not work. I'll have to let you know later. We usually have volleyball that night, but I think it might be canceled, but they were very unclear about it. Steve says, I built a new grow out and put 30 in there. They should all be destined for the freezer. Awesome. Very cool. So Steve is saying to Verna, that's 7 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, we got that. Joy says, hello all from Western Oregon. Hi, Joy. Welcome. Yep, you guys jumped again. You're talking already. All right, I gotta scroll up. Oh, and Verna put my affiliate link for Quail University. Thank you very much, Verna. Quail University is very, very good. If you have not taken that yet, there's one course so far, which is an intro to quail raising, and through time, there will be more courses added to it. So it's very cool. Steve says, is someone late? I was on time or 1 minute late. I'm not sure. I don't know. Hopefully I was here on time. Joy saying hi, Verna. Greetings from Mississippi Delta, Sue says. QuailCon is 82 days. It's getting close. Getting really close. Hey, PJ's here. Hello. Hello, PJ. Welcome. Verna put the link for QuailCon. If you don't have tickets, now's the time to get them. Hey, Andy Rabbit's here. Hello, she says. Hello. Everybody saying hi. Ed's here. Hi, everyone. Ed, did you look up information about the thing I sent you? Wondering if you're going to try it or not. We'll talk about it later if you get it. Buster says hi to all. Hi, Buster. Hope you're doing well. And everybody's saying hi. Hey, Fran's here. Hey, everyone, she says. Hi, Fran. And let's see. Buster's congratulating Verna. Awesome. Andy Rabbit says, I have a new litter of rabbits today. Tri and Harlequin colored Rex. She builds a pretty nest right next to the nest box. I was able to scoop it up and place it in the nest box. First litter. You know, Andy Rabbit, better than on the wire, which is what I got from Tortellini. I think she hasn't done that before. So yeah. She's getting older though, so that she had the stillborn and then she had, two that made it. So she's getting older. 47 at Dawn's house last night. Wow. Dawn says it's cool you could scoop the nest up. Yeah, I don't know about first-time mothers because I won't have first-time mothers until the fall when rigatoni and ravioli become mothers. But for the ones that I have, they are so attentive. Like if I get in there and I'm, playing, picking up babies, looking at them and all that, and I put it back and I always, pat down the fur on top of them, they always go and check it. They always go, and a lot of times they'll nurse right after. I don't know if that's just a timing thing or if they just seem unsettled and they're making squeaky noises and they want to, to quiet them. But both of them, and even ZD that has now passed, they were all really great at just finding them and going, okay, you need something. I'm going to go help you. Yeah. Fran says, just put some guineas in the incubator for Brian, not me, Brian. Well, Fran, I would like to know how that will go because I am always interested in things that eat ticks. I don't have ticks here where I am, but if I get a property at some point that has ticks, I want to know how to do things correctly. I have heard having them in a coop for an extended period of time. Some people do it through fall and then in the spring let them out, then they come back. But no experience here. You have to update us as you go. Andy says, I should have another of pups in the next 2 days. She's a fat mama. Aw. Yeah, I don't think Meatball the rabbit is going to have any babies. I kind of want to know if I should breed her. If it stays cool, if I should breed her like next week, because if she doesn't have them in the next couple days, then that's going to be I don't actually remember when 35 days is. I think we're already there, but yeah. So did anybody see an issue with that? It does get hot here, but it hasn't been hot. I don't know. Let me know. Let's see. Lockdown on Jumbo Egyptians Friday. Awesome, Dawn. I have eggs in the incubator. They're below you guys. But they're jumbos. They're wild jumbos. Mid to upper 80s here for the next 7 days, Ed says. Oh my goodness. I know it rained in North Bay or East Bay today for a little bit. One of my coworkers was up there. Yeah. PJ says, I have 23 heritage turkey poults, 24 runner ducklings, 1 Toulouse gosling, and 5 guinea keeps in the brooder now to get them to farmers markets and swaps. Oh, you're raising them for trading and selling. That is awesome. PJs, how are your guineas? You have more than I'm guessing you have guineas then. We should talk about guineas at some point. Not today. I mean, we can. We should have that as a topic when both you and Fran are on in a little bit once Fran knows more about guineas. Andy says she built a really nice nest and came up all in one scoop, babies and all. Awesome. Verna says I'm not near ready for QuailCon. Oh, you will be. You will be. You know it. QuailCon dinner tickets still available. Hey, JJ's here. Hi, all. Hi, JJ. Thank you for the emails. Thank you. Welcome. Andy says, yes, better than not on the wire. I'm sorry you had that this week. Yeah, it was a little more sad because I had left the littler ones, which were still in the sack, in there because I thought they were placenta. Because I didn't look at them closely. I just like, oh, it's about the size, it's about that big. And I've seen her eat that before, assuming that she was eating placenta. And so if I knew that, I might have, scooped them up. But the chickens had a snack with those little ones. Yeah. There you go. Ed says, yes, I did think it may work too well. I need the lower jaws to stay with the skull. Okay. Glue. You could do glue. I'm going to try Brooks Way from her video, but freeze dry instead of borax. Yeah, so that's something that I was going to do is I have a bunch of wings and pelts that I had planned to do all the the salt or the borax And I think the next batch in, I have peaches in there right now. I think the next batch in is going to be wings and or pelts. And I think I need to clean them first though, because they have some blood on them. So I think probably cleaning them first and then putting them on the trays. I think that will do really, really well. So yeah, I agree for you freeze drying. All right, everybody saying hi. Andy says yes, rebreed her. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. And she's the one that gives, I think the least she gave is probably like, I don't know, 7 or 8 was the least that she gave. The last 2 litters she's had 11. So she's in that 9 to 11 is a typical. I know one time she had 14 and 3 of them were stillborn. But I mean, that's a lot to fit in a tummy, right? I mean, so usually she's quite large. And if you saw the video today, you can see like she's pretty skinny right now. She's not pregnant, I don't think. If she's pregnant, there's not very many in there. So, and it was a weird day. I think they got 1 fall off and that was it. Her and Parmesan. And so, and then it didn't, they just weren't doing it. So something was off that day. Yeah. Erica says, my guinea hen thinks she's a chicken. Okay, Erica, you have guineas too. All right, next week, let's talk guineas. Let's plan that. If you guys, all 3 of you guys can make it next week, let's talk guineas. You have your homework. Somebody remind me that's the topic next week. PJ says, I kept my guineas in a coop, let them loose. They stay close by and roost in the tree outside my bedroom at night. Awesome. Fran says, we had them before and fed them to the meat eaters in our area. We will have to see how it goes this time. We'll let you know. Awesome. Love your energy, Dawn. Yes. Andy Rabbit says, you can always put a small fan on top of the cage when she has them if it makes you feel better. Yeah, I think where they are, even if it gets hot, it's like shade within shade, and so doesn't get quite as hot as the other area, which we now have shade over shade because we got more umbrellas and stuff. Yeah, I think it'll be good. QuailCon link we're gonna put, yay. And let's see. Oh, and Verna's going to put up a video of the pups. Awesome. Lucy loves wings that are freeze-dried, she says. Yeah, so my goal with the wings are to either sell them as crafts, so hopefully I can pose them and put them in and they won't like move. To sell them as crafts or to sell them to dog trainers. I'm hoping that there is a market for that at some point. And I have not looked for that market because I haven't had time right now. But it's always good to test these things out. And when you try new things, like with the freeze dryer, I want to know, the process too. Yeah. Oh, Fran, that would be a wonderful idea. Will there be a pelt class at QuailCon? Not that I know of. I know that Dale with Dale's Quails has done pelts for he just does the salt or the borax, but he's done it for fisher people, which you don't use borax for, but the fly fishing, he's done it for them. So if you want to pick his brain while you're there, Dale knows that. I'm sure other people have. That's just the only person I know that is in my head right now. Ed says, yes, I would clean them first for sure. Yeah. JJ says, oh, how sweet. Can't wait. Yeah, for the videos from Verna. Yep. JJ's asking Verna if she has a freeze dryer. She got a freeze dryer a long time ago. She's been freeze drying stuff. And Verna says, yeah, I agree with you. She does not look pregnant. Yep. I've been thinking that for a little bit, but especially comparing to tortellini. So yeah. All right. And Verna has a Harvest Right medium. I have a Harvest Right large. They work probably the same. So my freeze dryer fits. So when I did bone broth, I can fit 8 cups in a tray. So, and it has 5 trays. So I can fit 10 quarts of bone broth in the freeze dryer. And when it comes out, I should show you guys this. I'll be right back. I'll be back. I'm getting tangled in wires. All right. So when you freeze dry, I have a video. If you haven't seen that yet, go ahead and watch that. You can see how it looks on the tray and being peeled off. But from 10 quarts of bone broth, this is the first one through. This is powdered, and you can see some of it's not all the way powdered. I have the little air oxygen absorber in there. And then the second batch, which had more of I ran the bones through twice. So second batch, this is how much it was. So, and I think I powdered this a little bit better. And then, so this is what I have. This is 20 jars. If I would have canned it, this would have been 20 jars of this size. 20 jars of this size on the shelf takes up tons of shelf space. 20 jars, 20 that much in the freezer takes up that much freezer space. So there you go. Any more that I do is going to go into Mylar bags until these ones are done. I still have the canned broth that I made previously to use up. So yeah, there we go. And thank you, Verna, for putting the bone broth video link. And I got to go up. Let's see. Fran, I would have you suggest that to Zach. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm not sure that he's going to add anything this year because there's a lot this year, but that would be something that definitely can be added. Maybe it can be added now, but it definitely can be added like in the future, like like quail parts and what to use them for. That would be a nice thing to do. Yeah. Freeze dry for those that will be eaten, borax for those for crafts. But I don't think you need borax to do it. I think the freeze dryer should be good enough. Hopefully I'm right in that. I might not be. But yeah. Is there a reason why you're saying that, Verna? Like, or is it just a suggestion? Freeze dryer is way over my head, JJ says. It's so easy and you don't need to do it. Like, that's the thing. You don't need to do it. But when you have, that is 10 quarts worth of bone broth that is now super light and it's in a little tiny container compared to what it would fit in jars. That's valuable. And then the shelf life is valuable. So, but you don't need to do it. And there's many things that you can do with a dehydrator that you don't need a freeze dryer for. But I made the leap. Andy says, I went through my celadons today, picked out the ones I wanted to keep. There are white, tuxedo, Tibetan, and reds, so I had to vent and sex them. I took out the ones I wanted, 9 of them. All 9 are hens. Now I have all feather sexable, and I will continue to have all feather sexable. When I was trying to figure out which ones to keep when I didn't have feather sexable, I was like, oh, you're big. What are you? Oh, you're female. Oh, you're big. Yeah, you're female. Because the males are the males are often and usually smaller than the females. So I just thought it was kind of funny. Andy Rabbit says, not one red rooster. Oh, well, hopefully soon. Hopefully next batch. JJ says, hello, Aaron. Oh, did I miss Aaron coming on? It just jumped. Bummer, Andy. Rita says, JJ says, I saw Katrina's short on bone broth. Yep, I did a short and I did a full length. Yeah. Aaron says, hello, everyone. Hopping on late. I'm sorting quail in the barn. Didn't realize I had so many grow feet in the grow out cages. Well, in their grow out, you don't have to sex them. Andy says, I want to watch your freeze-dry broth video. Just a hand time to sit that long. Yeah, that's fine. Watching spurts. That is completely fine. Maybe tomorrow morning. JJ says that is too much more convenient too. Yeah, it's convenient because I can make as much or as little as I want. I can make it as strong or as weak as I want. This is mostly quail. There's some rabbit in there, and I think there was one beef bone in there, but it's mostly quail. But if you wanted to separate out and have different types, or if you like, I only did the bones. I didn't add salt or vegetables or anything like that. You can do that in this system. You can do that and make the bone broth into like a vegetable broth with the bones. You can do that, but yeah. Anyway, we're going to put the bone broth video. Don says, happy sorting to Aaron. Did you add an oxygen absorber to those jars? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And they sucked it all in. Let's see. I feel you, Aaron. I was going through my celadons today, Andy says. Verna says, yes, I think it will be. It is just that I suggested it so that you know how many you have for each category. Yeah, there's different ways to do it, and I haven't done any of them. So, I mean, maybe it would be a good idea to do it in different ways just to see the result or the longevity or, all of that. That would be a good idea. Let's see. JJ says, I prefer freeze-dried versus dehydrated. Yeah, JJ, I will get to doing the comfrey. It's on I made a list the other day. And comfrey's on it. So are a whole bunch of other things. Don says, hubby's at the feed store right now. He PM'd me every time on an adult feed. It's for chickens is what you want for sure. Yeah, they don't generally have quail food. JJ says the cost is way over my head right now. Yeah. And if you don't have a goal of doing it, that's fine. If you have a goal of doing it, I would say seriously look at what you would use it for, how often you would use it, and look at that for the size that you're looking for. And then it's a $250 down payment. And so that's what you would be saving up for is $250. And then you can pay whatever, whenever, until it's paid off. You can take 3 years if you want, and that's what I did is I spread out my payments. And you can get there if you want to. It's just getting that down payment first. And then, if you wanted to do $5 a month, you could do that. And they're really supportive over there. So yeah, I'm not saying you have to have it. You definitely do not, but I did jump in and get it, and I enjoy it. So yeah. Andy's laughing at Dawn or Dawn's husband. Verna, Aaron slipped past you? Yep, Big Mama had 3 babies. And so Ed is saying they have a layaway program. Exactly. Dawn says, I have to write the SKU number for him too. Oh. Ed says, Katrina, explain the Harvest Right layaway program they have. I just did. We're on the same page. Yeah, so it's literally $250 that you give up front, and then you call them and you say, hey, can I put this much more money on? And they say yes, and then they do it, and then that's taken off your total. The other things that happens is if there happens to be a sale that's cheaper than what you locked in at, then you can call them and say, hey, it looks like you have a sale. It's cheaper than what I had. Can I have the sale price? And the answer is yes. So that's also good. And it's not like they have one that's waiting for you. Like you're going to get the most up-to-date one. Let's say they make updates to it. You're going to get the most up-to-date one. I did ask all these questions. Yeah. Andy says, I have trouble getting roosters, much less red rooster. Even when I was going to get one from Jasmine, she brought the eggs and forgot the rooster. And JD says, it's good to know how to vent sex, but I find it traumatizing for me and the quail. Yeah, I mean, you get feather sexable, and there you go. It is 6:30. I have 15 minutes left. So when it says the beginning, I'll say this again now. I have to leave at 6:45. I have a work thing at 7. And so I was going to have a topic of the day, but I think we'll just go through comments. I think our comments are gonna continue. We've been talking about freeze drying and some other things, but there you go. Time for topic of the week. Watching the clock. Okay, let's have a topic of the week. Topic of the week is freeze drying. So I was going to show you guys these, but we got to it sooner, and I forgot to bring my props to the table. Freeze drying is something that I'm starting to do. Other people on here have started to do. And what I want to know from you guys is things that you maybe wouldn't think of to freeze dry, and things that like uses for that. So I know JJ gave me an idea for comfrey, because it might act differently with the oils if it's completely dry. I may be saying that wrong, JJ, but it may have benefits for that. Beyond drying, where herbs keep their properties. So that is what I'm going to say. And then I'm going to go up and read the comments. And I'll try and go quick so we can all get some good stuff in here. Aaron says, Verna, it's awesome about the babies. And JJ says, oh, okay, Ed, I will look into it. So if you are going to use it, you know you're going to use it, again, think about, I would think long term. I would think about what you would use it for, how much space is there, how often you would use it, and choose the size appropriately. Yeah. Andy Rabbit says, oh, Dawn, you should print out a card with the SKU number and say, yes, chicken feed, maybe a picture of the bag, and put it in his wallet. Hey, making wallet cards. That's a good idea. Oh, Dawn says to Andy, I need to give you a box of red roosters when you stop by. Will Earth even be here in 3 years, JJ says. I sure hope so. Yep. Feathered Connections Homestead. Hey, Kelly. Hey, everybody. Who's excited for QuailCon? How many days till con? Oh, he already said. I'm not sure if he's going to say again. It's 80-something. 82, 84? What was it, Steve? Good point, Verna. She says, yes, JJ, Earth will be here. We may not. LOL. Everybody saying hi. And he says, Dawn, it's looking like you may be my roof fix. Oh, boy. All right. Dawn says to Andy, he would lose it. It's in his wallet. Come on. If I don't put it in his hand before he goes, he will forget it. He wouldn't let it be in his wallet. Oh. 82 days to QuailCon. There you go. It's reminding, not nagging. No, that was good, because I right before I saw that, it's good. He was just wanting something else to discuss, but surprise, it's something we were already discussing. Now, these did take a while, and I did not freeze them first. So that's something that I learned, is definitely freeze things first if you have the ability to do so, which is why the next load is going to be the pelts and the wings, because I believe these trays can fit in my upright freezer in the garage, which will solve the thing we were talking about last week about having this kind of thing in the chest freezer. So I want to get that top shelf cleared. Yeah. So this took, I think it took 78 hours, the first one, and I don't remember what the second one was. I'm going to guess it's the same. And that includes 4.5 hours of, it doesn't include. After that, it's 4.5 hours of defrost time because there's so much liquid, or so much ice frozen. I'm assuming that, so the standard defrost time is 2 hours. So I'm assuming that that would be perfectly fine for most things other than things that are full of water. Yeah. I had to add time for that. Nah. Let's see. Andy Rabbit says my dad didn't let me have his roux. Oh, did he have a roux and he's not letting you borrow him? You can just borrow him to make more. Oh, have his freeze dryer? I don't know what you're talking about. It's either a roux or a freeze dryer. In any case, we're sad for you. Ed says also you can get a Harvest Right from Tractor Supply. I did see that in Tractor Supply the other like a month ago. Yeah. Like my wife did, she applies for their credit card to get it, and it's only $91 a month for 3 years, but you can have the machine that day. Oh, okay. So that instead of a layaway, it's a buy it. You're basically buying it from them. I wonder if it does it cost more if you buy it from Tractor Supply. I don't know. Oh, his freeze dryer. Okay. Thank you for saying that, Andy. Steve can't handle something. I don't know. Kelly says, so would freeze drying herbs be better than dehydrating? That is the assumption. That is the assumption because you're not pulling out, you are pulling out all of the water instead of most of the water. I mean, they get pretty crispy. But the theory is that, I'm saying theory because I don't know for sure, but the theory is that it would also last longer. And that's my assumption. So yeah, we can experiment. We can dehydrate some and freeze dry some and see if they smell different, if they taste different, if they, we can do that experiment. Do a good video for you guys. Verna says, Katrina, freeze dryer keep more nutrients intact than dehydration or any other methods. Exactly. Yeah. So you're going to have more nutrition and it lasts longer. So even freezing after a point, long point, but after a point can start to lose nutrition, and because there is moisture present. So the things that make food go bad are heat, light, and moisture, and oxygen. Four things: heat, light, moisture, and oxygen. And if you take away those, so like these are open to the sunlight and the lights here. These are for short-term use, so the next year or so, and then the ones I do after that are going to be in Mylar. So then that would have it would block all the light. So yeah, yep. JJ says, I know that isn't true, Steve. Oh, okay. Yes, correct what Verna said. Oh, yes. Ed wants to know when I'm freeze drying eggs. That is on the list. It is on the list after the quail pelts and wings and peaches, because I don't have to freeze dry eggs. I have to do something with peaches. I will also be canning them. Just because I have a freeze dryer doesn't mean I'm going to stop canning. I think there is also merit in canning and have something that you can just, open it up and start eating the peaches. And I like canned peaches. They're good. Let's see. Berna says, yes, freeze drying doesn't really change the chemical makeup except to take out moisture. Yep. JJ says, I've heard people buy extra trays and freezing is the answer. Yes, I did buy an extra set, and I did buy an extra set of silicone mats. And that's my plan. Want to come clean my freezer too? Andy Rabbit, no, I don't. You don't do the Steve says you don't do the door open with a fan for defrost. You can defrost naturally, or you can defrost with heat. If you defrost with heat, that's why I'm saying it was 4.5 hours to get rid of all the ice that built up because of this. If you're not planning on freeze drying like immediately after, then just leaving it open and letting it drain naturally is completely fine. Yeah, there's 2 options for that. Verna says, even if you have the lids, you can use the lids as freeze dryers trays. I did not know that. That makes sense. Steve says Andy's dad at the North Pole has a freeze dryer. Same price. I don't remember what we're talking about, but okay. Oh, same price freeze dryer. The freeze dryer at Tractor Supply. Interesting. I wonder what benefit Tractor Supply gets from that then. They must get some sort of benefit or kickback or something. Tractor Supply is the same price as Harvest Right. In fact, right now, my store is $200 less than Harvest Right. Oh, that's interesting, Steve. JJ says, nice, Ed, about Tractor Supply. It is more expensive with the interest. Okay, that's how they make their money. So it's with interest. Yeah. So it is more expensive. But it makes it worth it for them to do it. All right. Andy Rabbit says, Katrina, my dad told me last September I could have his freeze dryer when I went down. I asked him, and he said, I don't know. I think it'll hold out a bit longer. Verna says, dehydration is cooking. Freeze drying is extracting moisture without heat. It does use a little bit of heat, but yeah, it's extracting moisture without cooking it. Yeah. Marianne, hello, everyone. I apologize for being late, but glad to be here. Hi, Marianne. I'm going to be getting off in a few minutes because I have a work thing coming up, but you can replay it from the beginning and see what we talked about. But welcome. Ask anything real quick, and I'm going to try and get to the end of these comments. Yeah. Oh, so Ed, wife said it was interest-free. Interesting. Okay. It says, Verna, the word you just jumped, is you're looking for, sublimation. Okay. Don says, Mylar does not block out light all the way. I use some in hydroponics and it lets algae grow unless it is coated. Hold up to the light and look, you can see through it. Awesome. So there's different quality ones. That's awesome. JJ says, really? Now I'm even more curious to Ed. Aaron says, finally finished sorting quail. Now it's time to jar honey. I need more hours than in a day. I need more hours in every day. How about that? So Steve says they run specials on 0% interest for select purchase amount. Okay. Probably 10%. Yeah, that makes sense. Jay says, too bad freeze or burn isn't more like freeze dry because I know how to do that. Yeah, not the same. Steve says, just like you can get a kickback, Tractor Supply gets a bigger kickback. Okay. I need to look into an affiliate link. I'm sure they have them, but I haven't asked them yet. When I do, I'll tell you. Aaron says, JJ, I'm good at that. Christina is good at the freeze dryer. So one thing you can do with freezer burn, if it's not like terrible, make chili with it. Cut it up real small, put it in strips real small, and make chili with it. Because there's still some nutrition there. And I always hate when I would not like to have an animal be wasted. And chili's delicious. So that's my suggestion. Unless it's completely gone. Verna says, that is why you put your Mylar bags into food storage totes that are not see-through. Yep, correct. Most potato chip bags are Mylar. True. I don't know that I want to seal up things in potato chip bags, though, especially since I don't buy potato chips. Aaron says, Steve, I have your honey set aside. Looks like I have to add more honey supers this week on a few hives. Wow, you're going to be busy just with honey. Do not freeze dry honey. I know that from not experience, from other people telling me. it puffs. Steve says, JJ, you can freeze dry in the freezer. It only takes months. No. Call your sales up to the handling sale. Yeah, I will. JJ says, spice that dead sour meat with some hot sauce. All right. Dawn says those chip bags are coated or painted. Yep. And JJ says, I store Mylar packages in buckets. Yes. All right. Well, we are going to be done because I have a work thing. And I hope you guys are all doing well. And I wish we could talk longer, but this is very short. It seems like it's 15 minutes or something. Oh, Verna says, Aaron, when you bottle that honey, put a pepper in each jar. Spicy honey is a hot item nowadays. True. All right. Very true. Enjoy my work meeting. It's a planning commission meeting, so it's not all that enjoyable. But thank you. All right. Thank you, guys. And next week, we're talking about guineas. So I don't know much about them, but that's going to be our special topic in the middle. I'm giving it away to you 12 people. All right. Have a great week. We're going to be back here next week at 6 p.m. Pacific time on Monday, and we'll see you then. Have a good night.